Alright, hello everyone. So today is gonna be kind of a weird video. It's going to be about MTG trading. So basically what happened was that I came from Japan and I wasn't really sure what to do. I also thought that, Corona is not gonna last for so long and I'm gonna just be home in Prague for just a couple of months. So I didn't really wanna start anything like a job because, you like promise them something or whatever and then I would just go away in like 2 months. That didn't really seem like a way to go. So I was thinking about what to do. And I was thinking about starting this for a pretty long time, but I always thought that it's just better if I spend my time playing. But I just didn't want to lose money during these months, so I was just like thinking about how to create some extra income, and I just wanted to start a trade. So this is mostly for Europeans, I guess, because I'm gonna be mostly talking about Magic Cardmarket, which is like the biggest site where you can trade in Europe. It might be possible to make an account from outside of Europe as well. I'm not sure, but then you have to like pay a lot for the shipping, I assume. Anyway, this is kind of a guide for the beginners that just don't really know how to start, or you don't even need to be like a trader. Maybe you just want to sell some cards, don't really know how to do it, don't want to like sell it to like a store because then they don't really give you as much money as you would maybe otherwise get from like other people. And yeah, so how I started, like there are like obviously many paths you can go, but what I did was that first I messaged just people who I knew whether they want to sell cards. Seems kind of easy, but that's just what I did. And after that, there are just like these Facebook groups or like Facebook marketplaces. Depending on where you are, you might have like other like social media where you can just like, message people, or there are like markets where you can, either buy or sell something. And you just type, I'm buying like MTG collections or MTG cards. If you're interested, let me know. You would be surprised how many people actually want to sell their cards, especially now during Corona. A lot of people lost their jobs, and they just need an extra cash. They have like a bunch of cards lying around. They might have not been thinking about it, or as I said earlier, they would just not get that much from the buying prices in the stores, and this is like an easy way for them to get rid of it. There are actually not that many like buyers who have enough money or resources or just want to buy entire collections. So it's like pretty good for the people who are selling as well, right? Like you just come to their place, you just kind of rate everything, price everything, and you just buy everything. They don't really have to do that much, and they just get money immediately. So that's good for them. It's good for you as well. It obviously depends on your budget. You need like some money in the beginning, because the problem with trading is that, you're obviously buying cards for cheaper than you're selling them afterwards, but it takes time. So, once you get to a point where you accumulated like pretty large collection or just like many cards, you start like having a bunch of orders and stuff like that, and then you can use those money to buy extra cards. But this process like takes about like 3 months or something. So just make sure to like not use all of your money, because it's just gonna take some time for you to be able to sell the cards. The ideal is that you just have like so many cards that you just like, sell enough every month that you just like enough, and then you can just accumulate cards, and you don't really care whether you sell them in like a year or 2 years. You just know that it's profitable for you to buy it, because eventually you will be able to sell it, and it's not like you're depending on the money immediately. So that's what I did. So let's just make myself smaller, and we're gonna go through Cardmarket. It's super easy to use, but if you never used it, you might not know what to do. So this might just be useful for you to kind of know what to do faster. At the beginning, I wasn't really sure about many things. I made many errors. So, if a video like this existed, that would be pretty useful for me. So what you need to do first, obviously, is to create account. I'm already logged in, and this is my current balance. I take the money out like every month. Obviously, you can just leave it there and buy cards with it, or you can just send it to some other trader. Like, it just depends on you, or you can just send it to your bank account. Those things aren't really problematic. But yeah, first you need to create an account. The only issue with the creating account is that the account is going to be connected to your credit card, and that credit card needs to be on your name. And the way they confirm that it's actually you is that they send like a small amount of euro to your account. You go to your account, you check how much they send to you, and you type that number to, you know, one of the blanks when you're registering, and then you have an account. So after you have account, they're actually it's not only Magic the Gathering site. They like you can list other card games as well. I do have some Pokemon cards listed. I wouldn't mind to really sell other card games as well, but where I live in Czech Republic, you know, there aren't almost any people playing the other card games, but there are some people playing Pokemon, so I bought some of those as well. But it's mostly for Magic. Like, the Pokemon cards don't really sell that much. They sell sometimes, but not as often. So it's probably better to use other sites if you're looking to sell cards from other card games. But anyway, so once you're logged in, you have this taskbar right here where is the orders and messages from other people. Usually the message is about like, can you send me pictures of a certain card to make sure that it's in the right condition, or like something just goes wrong, so you can like directly message the people that want to buy from you. That's very useful. And then you have this order task right here. So you just click on it, and you know, there are two types. There are two ways that people can order. It's either no tracking or tracking. I think if the order is over 25 euro or something, it always have to be tracked. But under that, it can be without tracking. And you might be wondering, like, if it's without tracking, you know, the seller can just like not send it and confirm the shipment, and like no one will find out, which is true. But the way market goes around that is that you have this rating, and 96 is actually, it's fine, but it's actually pretty bad. Like, if you get under 90, almost no one is gonna buy from you. So you just cannot do that. You know, sometimes I have 1,200 sales, and there are 21 not arrived shipments. Like it just got lost or something. I don't really know. But those things are just going to happen. So if you would have done it on purpose as well, your rating would be just so bad that like it just, you know, you just don't do that. Also you would just be a dick if you didn't send it. But you know, some people might be wondering how does the system work. So I just wanted to explain a little bit. So yeah, then you just go to post office and you send it to the address. Obviously, make sure that if it's tracked, you don't lose the number, because once you confirm the order, you also need to like write the number that you got from the post office about the tracking. The system doesn't let you confirm the order if you don't have that number, so make sure to not lose it. And the most important part, how to actually list cards. So, oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. So on here on selling, you just click on sell products. You go bulk list cards. You only do it this way if you have like cards sorted and you have a bunch of cards from certain edition. Then it's probably easier to go this way, because you can just like find the edition that you want to sell in, go filter, and it, you know, it finds all the cards from the certain set. So it's probably easier this way. But if you, the other way you can do it is just that you just go card by card. So let's see, you just type Chase the Mind Sculptor or whatever, you find it, and yeah, if you clicked on the wrong one, or you're like not sure if the one that you find is the one that you have, you can click on the show versions right here, and it like shows you all the other possible versions of Chase, or like any card that you search for, and you can click on the right one. You might be wondering how should I price the cards, right? Like that's the thing that a lot of people are wondering about the most. So I think at the complete beginning, it might be better to go like slightly under the, obviously it depends on what you want, but if you just want to be a person that just buys and sells, maybe at the beginning it's better to go like slightly under the 30 days average price, because at the beginning you haven't sold any cards, so like people are not necessarily trusting you as much. You might just be like a scam seller or something like that. So if the price is the same, they're just gonna buy it from someone different. So if all that you're looking for is to just like have some orders done, then you might go slightly under the 30 days average price. That's what I did at the beginning. Not actually sure how much it mattered, but I think it helped a little bit, to say at least. But besides that, I usually you have the 1 day average price, 7 days average price, and a 30 days average price. Obviously the price can fluctuate a lot between like 1 day or 1 week, so I think the 30 days average price is the best one. But another important thing is that if all of your cards are near mint or like a different language, there are these filters right here, and you should filter. You go like minimal condition, near mint, set up the right language and stuff, and then you will see the average prices of that specific card, because right now it actually shows the 30-day average price for all the cards that are listed. So it also includes like the poor ones and stuff like that. At least I think that's how it works. So the actual average price of like a near mint card is probably slightly higher. And yeah, then it just like depends on what you want to do. If you don't really care about selling the cards immediately, you're fine with it just sitting there for a long time. Especially if it's like a good card, then you might actually list it for a little bit higher. Because cards like, for example, Fetchlands or Wastelands are probably gonna like sell anyways. So you would just be losing money if you didn't sell it for more. Because even though you listed it for more, some people can have like cheaper shipping from your country, or they want to buy more cards from you. So it's just like better for them to buy from you anyway, even though some other seller might have had listed for like €5 or cheaper. Also, you might be thinking, well, I don't really want to sell this card for this price. Well, that's fine. You can just list it for the price that you want to sell it for. Let's say that you value your Jace for like €200. You can just list it for €200. If it doesn't sell, it doesn't matter, but someone might buy it for some reason, who knows. So you might just, if you don't like this price, just list it for the price that you want to sell it for. Even if you don't sell it, it's just better if you have like more cards listed. You look like a better trader. People might look at your other cards because of that and stuff like that. So, the more cards you have listed, the better. What I did at the beginning as well is I actually listed a lot of bulk. The bulk almost doesn't sell. For you to be able to sell bulk, you need to have like almost every card available, because some people, for example, want to have all commons from a certain set and all play sets and stuff like that. So if you have all of this, then even the bulk actually sells. But if you have just like random commons from certain editions, it like almost never, and no one's just gonna buy it. But it's better for the numbers. Like if you click on your account, let's see where it is. Yeah, you actually see how many cards you have listed. So right now I have 19,000, and I think like probably around 10,000 of that is like cards that aren't really that valuable. But it just like looks that you have more available, and you just look like a better seller. So I think if you have the time, I think it's better to at the beginning just like put random cards out there, so that it just looks like you have more to offer, and people are just more likely to buy from you because of that. So yeah, as about the grading, it's pretty. If you're not used to it, it's pretty hard to know how to grade a card. But once again, like at the beginning, I wasn't strict enough. I just thought a certain card was maybe excellent and it was good. I thought it was like maybe good and it like was slightly played and stuff like that. And you might be thinking that, you know, what can happen to you? Well, if the card arrives and it's like questionable, they cannot really do that much for they cannot really do you know, anything to you, because it's like those things are kind of hard to prove and it might have get scratched or on the way or something. But once again, you're just gonna get a bad grading, and if you keep doing that, you're gonna get, you know, you're gonna get to like 85% or whatever, and no one's gonna buy from you. So once again, it's just not worth it. Just like try to you know, try to grade it the way it actually is. What some people even do is that none of their cards are listed as near mint. They just have all cards as excellent, even if there are near mint, to make sure that, you know, people do, you know, something happens on the way, or there's like some small scratch that they missed, and then people get angry at them. They give them a bad rating, and it's just not worth it for them. I'm not really sure if that's good to do if you're like a small seller, because, you know, if someone doesn't really know how this works and they just see like the same price for an excellent card and same price for a near mint card, they're gonna buy the near mint card. If you're like a big shop and you have like all cards listed as excellent, then people obviously know that, you know, it's just a good condition, but you just grade all cards like as excellent, so it's like a little bit different. I'm not really sure. I think it's better if you're small to just grade the near mint cards as near mint, but just pointing that out. And yeah, if you find a card, let's say I wanna list a Goblin Guide. I have it right here. Maybe I should change the price. It probably went down a little bit. So this is how you edit something. But yeah, if I didn't have any listed, you just go on sell the article, and you just fill this thing up. You know, quantity, how many you want to sell. You, by the way, if you want to sell a playset as a whole, you only want to sell a playset. You don't want to sell like 1 or 2 cards. You can also do that. Then you you know, the language, the condition, some comments, like sometimes there is just something specific about the card. Like, I don't know, for example, you have a card that is from like GP and it has a stamp on it. So like any card that has a stamp needs to be graded as, I think, poor. But even if you do that, I think if you do that, people might think that it's just like completely fucked, but it might just have a stamp on it. So, you know, in those cases, you can just click on poor, because that's the rules of Cardmarket. But then in comments, you're like, it has a GP mark, you know, comments like that. And then if you wanna put it there as a foil, you just click on this star right here. Also, obviously, if you're looking for the prices of the foil cards, they're different. So you can just click on the only foils here, and the prices changes, as you can see. So yeah, maybe I missed something important. But yeah, using Cardmarket is pretty easy. But you might, you know, if you've never seen it and you just went to the page, you would maybe not know what to do. So this might have showed you that it's actually pretty easy, and you can maybe start either trading yourself, or just like, you know, you can list your cards there that you don't really have anything to do with, and you just didn't know how to sell them. So this is like a pretty good site to do that. If this video was helpful to you, please click on the like and subscribe button, and see you next time. Bye.